Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Amy Bonka, the Chief Conservation Officer here at Sea Turtle Inc. And I am really excited that you have joined us for episode 2 of Finding Flipper's Stars Journey. So if you are new and tuning in and you missed episode 1, just click the link below. That link is episode 1, and you can learn about how Star came to us, and then how we put the tag on, her release, and how she started moving once we put her back into that water and where she was headed. So this week, we're here with a new update on what she's been doing over this past week since we last looked at her. So this week, she has continued to head south. So last week, we left her off, and she was just off the coast of Mexico, and those waters kind of looked like she was heading south. And this week, we see that she's continued to head south. So you can see on the map how she's continuing to swim south. It looks like she's probably headed to that nesting beach. We're really excited to see where she keeps going. But right now, the direction looks like she's headed to that nesting beach and hopefully getting ready to nest. So we'll be really excited to see if that's the case. Now, we did have some questions last week that you guys left us in those comments below. So we want to answer some of those questions coming up next.
Hey, Dr. Bonka.
Hi, Taylor.
Hey, everyone. I'm Taylor, Supervisor of Early Childhood Education here at Sea Turtle Inc., and I have some of our comments here. So the first one that we have is from Katie, and she is asking, what is the initial satellite tag cost and the cost of maintaining the incoming feed?
That is a great question, Katie. So our satellite tags cost about $2,000 a piece. And then we do pay a monthly fee to be able to access that service. So that tag sends the signal, and we need to be able to access that data, and it costs about $50 a month to be able to access that data. We are hoping that Star will send a signal for 6 months, maybe 8 months. That would be really awesome and really exciting. So if you guys are interested in helping us out with buying either more satellite tags or contributing to being able to access that service on a month-to-month basis, we'll have a link below too that you could click to donate directly to that.
Awesome. Our next question is, how often does your team get a signal from the tracker?
All right, so we get a signal from that tracker at least once a day. So Star has to come to the surface and take a breath, and when she comes to the surface to take a breath, that tracker is actually exposed to air, and that's when it sends our signal to the satellite tag, or to the satellite itself. So that signal from the satellite tag to the satellite happens anytime that she is taking a breath or she's up at the surface and there's a satellite overhead. So between those two combos, we usually get at least several a day. Sometimes we can get upwards of 10 or more a day. It kind of depends. But we get at least so far once a day. So we can get at least a good idea every day of where she's going and what she's doing.
Awesome. Does that work underwater at all?
It does not. So for that tag to send that signal, it actually has to be exposed to air. There are some parts of the tag that actually tell it when it's exposed to air and it's no longer underwater, and that is when it will send the signal. So it does have to be out of the water to send the signal. We have been able to see, with it sending that signal, we've been able to see kind of her moving between the different hours where it's sending the tag, or where it's sending the signal, and be able to see her movements even within a few hours of where she's been and where she's headed. So we're excited to see where she keeps going.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm super excited. Yeah. We have one last question from Kiana, and she's asking, why is the device painted bright blue instead of matching the shade of the turtle's shell?
Another great question. Thanks, Kiana. So it's actually painted blue just because that's the color that the paint comes in. So it's a special kind of paint that we use. It is anti-fouling paint, which means that it has special properties that keep things from growing on it. So we don't want things like barnacles or algae or any of those kind of stuff in the ocean to grow on that tag. One, it could affect her ability to swim by changing how smoothly that water flows over the tag, and we don't want that to happen. But then from a research standpoint, if we have barnacles and things like that growing on our tag, it can actually grow over those sensors that tell the tag that it's out of water and allow it to send the signal. So a barnacle could actually grow on that tag, and that means that even if she breaks the surface and she's breathing, it won't send a signal. So that paint helps make sure that doesn't happen, and that way we can make sure we continuously get signal from that tag.
That is super cool. I did not know that. I know that they usually have barnacles or algae growth on their shell and they're able to groom themselves, but I did not know that the paint would deter that.
Yep, it
That
sure
is
does.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have more questions, put them in the comments below and we'll answer them next week in episode 3 of Star's Journey. And join us around this time next week and we'll have another update on what Star's been doing over the next coming week. Can't wait to see you guys then.